Hello, this is episode 56, pointing 12, whatever the name will be, we'll decide later on. But this is pointing, right, what do I say? Start off what pointing is, I guess. Well, pointing is basically something where I go around collecting all of the database entries. No, I read off the database entries. I collect all of the feathers, treasures, all that sort of stuff, like viewpoints to do as well. I also give you a chance to get a look at the district, even though, because this one in particular we did not see at all. Like, we saw once or twice because the mission was after mission after mission, so we couldn't really get away to look at it. So I'll give you a chance to see that if you want to see that, because I would like to see that, and I know some of you won't, which is why I do pointing, but I know some of you might. But yeah, I do the pointing because I know some people would not like to see all that stuff, so I do pointing, so you can skip. So you don't have to watch this at all if you just want to watch the main Let's Play and don't want to see collecting and walking around and things like that. I do also talk about database entries as well. I'll read them off, so if you don't want to find out about the lore as well, then I shall see you in the next episode. But if you are staying, you are now officially a pointer. So hello pointers, and we shall begin this. I will start off by reading off the database entries. So if you'd like to put your MP3 players on, if they still exist, and I shall do the audio books of the database entries. Right, so the first one is Venice. I've got my list, there's not many today. And it is the Canarigo district. Largely a working class area of the city, Cangarigio became the Jewish ghetto in 1516 and was enclosed by guarded gates to keep the Jews separate from the rest of Venice. FYI, this was the origin of the Venetian term ghetto, which means a part of the city to which Jews were restricted. Oh, not this couch is so ghetto as is commonly thought today. The district contains the churches of San Giobbo and Madonna dell'Orto, which we'll read in a second. In fact, we'll read now. Wow, there's no database entries at all today. I'm going the wrong way in the machine. Okay, here we are. So San Giobbo. San Giobbo, one of the earliest examples of Renaissance architecture in Venice. This church was built for the residents of a nearby hospice by the Doge, buried inside. Cristoforo Moro. Oh, any relation to Dante Moro? Cristoforo presided over Venice's war with the Turks until his death in 1471. He had one son, Dante Moro, told you, who was disowned after Dante lost his position as captain of the Venetian city guard in 1468, which I'm guessing is when Marco Barbarigo stabbed him in the head. Oh, that was cool. Oh, that's got. Well, that is actually really cool. I'm glad I read that. Oh wow, that's amazing. Okay, and the last location is Madonna dell'Orto. Madonna dell'Orto, from Rebecca. I know you want to climb that bell tower. I'm sure I did. Where is it? Erected by the Humility, a penitential order in the 14th century, Madonna dell'Orto was initially dedicated to Saint Christopher, when a miraculous statue of the Virgin was found in a nearby orchard, Otto in Italian. Oh, orchard is Otto. That's the dell'Orto then. The church was renamed, the facade was added in 1464. That's all the locations done, and I'm not sure if it's the last location ever, but it's pretty much the database is pretty much full now from what I'm looked at. Let's go on to Niccolo Machiavelli. Give me a chance to get over to it. That's Lorenzo de' Medici. Where is he? Bear with me, I've got to scroll through them all to find him. Here he is, Niccolo Machiavelli. Date of birth, 1469, profession philosopher, writer, politician. Unarmed prophets have always been destroyed, whereas armed prophets have succeeded. These cynical words were written by Niccolo Machiavelli, one of the greatest minds of the Renaissance, considered a pioneer of realist philosophy. He believed that all men are evil and would act upon their vicious nature if given the chance. The third son of a Florentine attorney, Machiavelli was tutored by his father in grammar, rhetoric and Latin. In 1494 he entered government service as a clerk and an ambassador. Made a member of the Florentine Diplomatic Council, he was sent to the courts of France, Spain and Rome between 1499 and 1512. Ugh. From 1503 and 1506, Machiavelli was put in charge of the Florentine militia and the city's defences. He recruited citizens for his militia, preferring men who had a stake in Florence's continued success to dispassionate mercenaries. His strategy seemed to work in 1509 when Florence defeated Pisa. Machiavelli continued to participate in Florentine government after the Medici family was chased out, but the Medici returned, they arrested and tortured him. He was accused of conspiring against them. Unable to find any wrongdoing, the Medici exiled Machiavelli. He returned to his estate in Santa Andrea, where he wrote his famous works, The Prince, The Discourses of Livy, and the Florentine Histories. Machiavelli died in 1527. His place of burial remains unknown. Right, is that it? No. There's one more thing left, which is a codex page. So, codex page, documents, codex page. We're looking for page 8, the last codex page, actually. Here we go. Right then, so, Altair voice. I can never do it. Page 8. Why do our instincts insist on violence? It's a bit nacky Machiavelli, actually. We'll try and get the right sort of... I'll sort of, halfway through, I'll probably realise how to do it. I've studied the interactions between different species. The innate desire to survive seems to demand the death of another. Why can't they not stand in hand? So many believe the world was created by the hand of a divine power, but I've seen only the designs of a madman, bent on celebrating destruction and desperation. Our origins seem chaotic, unintended, purpose on being instilled solely by the passage of time, imposed first by nature, and later man. I struggle with that. So, alright, so it's saying about... It's pretty much what Niccolo Machiavelli was apparently believed in, where every man is evil, and they will act on their evil if given the chance. Right, okay, that's it. That is... There's one more pointing next week, which I think we have... I don't know what, I think we have... it's probably actually getting out now, because I haven't actually read any of it yet. There's three. There's only 3 database entries next week, and then after that I think it might be 1 or 2. We've got, I'll give you a little hint. We've got Loggia del Lanzi, the Odtorno district, and Palazzo Pitti. And that's it. And they're in Florence, by the way. Right, is that really it? It looks like it is. Wow, bloody hell. Bloody hell. Yeah. I don't know what database entries we'll get, obviously, in the final week, because we do go to a new location, so we might... I don't know if we get that, 'cause in the locations, if I look on here, there isn't one for that location. Like, this just doesn't exist. So I don't think we'll get anything from that. Although, this is a bit of a thing, because we do technically go there, but I guess we get that in later. But I'm assuming we're going to get, obviously, his target information for Rodrigo Borges. We've already had him. I don't think we did. Because, obviously, what are we watching this week? You're about to... Oh, yeah, you're about to watch that, aren't you? Oh, have you seen that yet? No, you've seen that, because you've just seen the beginnings of Forley, haven't you? Yes, I believe you have. Yeah, this week is the last DLC. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Okay. Yes, so obviously we didn't actually kill Rodrigo Borges. I don't think we got the targets for it. We didn't. We did get... Or we do get the 2 DLC bosses. But no Rodrigo Borges yet. So maybe we'll get that in the second one, but I'm not sure if we do. As in the second bit that's coming up. Oh, I don't think we do. But that is it, yeah. And by the way, the pointing next week is like really short. It's like 10 minutes long. Compared to this, which is like 30 minutes. That's 10. You can probably see the difference. Because all we pretty much do is viewpoints. There's nothing else. Alright, I'm trying to catch this thing. Look, I've done this many times before and it has never worked. In fact, I think I started last week and I did it. It never works. Why do you even try? Anyway. So, what is the next step in pointing? I suppose I could talk about what's going to happen this week. So there's a new sort of structure this week. We'll start with the non-story related things. I'm doing different styles. On Monday, so tomorrow, I'm doing Assassin's Creed 2 episode, obviously along with podcast, we'll talk about the games. And then Tuesday, it won't be Assassin's Creed 2 like it usually is. It will be Overlord 2, which is game 2. And then Wednesday, it'll be back to Assassin's Creed. Then Thursday, it'll be Overlord 2 again. And then Friday, it'll be the last Assassin's Creed 2 of that week, which is good. We're going to sort of change it up. They're going to increase the time. This is 30 minutes, and most of the episodes are 30 minutes now, and I can't see myself stopping that. Like, I feel like that's going to continue to happen because it's just one of those things. Like, I can't see myself going back in the amount of video time I do. So I'm going to be sticking with the 30 minutes, but I'm going to be cutting out an episode of obviously Assassin's Creed 2 because I don't want to do too much footage because that's my problem at the moment. I feel like I do too much. Like, it's not a nice balance. So this is why I'm changing it. I'm trying to get the balance. Obviously, I'm going to ask you what you think as well, but that'll probably be today. maybe, or later today. I don't know when I put it out because I'm recording this on the day it comes out, so I hope I'm going to get it out in time. But that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to do it like that to see if it makes a difference, see if I would prefer it that way. I think I will, because I feel like it's less, but it's also more, because say, for example, you're really enjoying it. Like, this is one of the little details as well. It's like, you're really enjoying Assassin's Creed and the story of it. Or just say Game 1. Like, it's going to obviously happen if it happens. It's for a while, so... what's happening? Nothing, I don't think. Yeah, so, say, for example, Game 1, which at this moment is Assassin's Creed 2. That you're getting into the story and enjoying that series, but then you have to wait an extra day to get the next one because you obviously have the other one in between. So it sort of creates that demand sort of aspect, if you want to talk about this in business terms, which I personally quite like the idea of, which is why I'm doing that, I think. And it just gives us a little bit of a break as well, and obviously it stops from making too many videos in one day, like 2 episodes on a Friday. Yeah, it seems a bit much now I think about it, but like this, it's sort of spread out. But obviously we don't lose any footage, we gain extra footage, to be honest, like with Overlord 2, or Game 2. We gain an extra 20 minutes of footage a week, and then obviously Assassin's Creed, we do, well, Game 1, Assassin's Creed 2, we gain an extra 10 minutes, which is not a lot, and obviously I was doing 30-minute episodes anyway, but I wasn't supposed to be, which is the way I'm looking at it. But I'm quite happy. I'm going to do like a video as well to find out what you think about it, but it's just what I was thinking. Right. So that's that done. That's that explained. What is next to talk about? What we can see next week. So what did we do last week? Last week, so the last few episodes, we obviously went to Forley. No, we didn't. We tried to kill the Spaniard. We didn't kill the Spaniard. We learned we are not alone in the Assassin's fights. Pretty much every mentor we've had in this entire game. Oh, for God, every mentor I've had is an assassin. So we're not the only assassin, which is like a big order of assassins. Yeah, but we found that out. We got the Apple of Eden from obviously where they got it from, which I did find out. Actually, I'll explain. I remember the last pointing episode, I think I was talking about the apples of Edens and all that, how they all work and which ones are which and all that sort of stuff. Well, I found out that the one that we have in this game, Ezio's apple, we should call it, is, what was it? It was in the Constantinople part of the world, like is it Sultan Mehmed or something like that, around that sort of time, and he had it, and I think from what I remember reading, he took it to Cyprus to store in the vault, which was between Altair's age and Ezio's age. So although Altair took over the Cyprus place, the Sultan from somewhere in between went back there and put it there instead. But we know Altair didn't, because obviously he said he was going to, but then he didn't, because there was another thing after that where he didn't. Wow, that looks exactly like the place we were a second ago, where we poisoned the guard. It's crazy. Yeah, so that's where that one from. So it's 2 different apples of Eden. Like the one Altair had was at the place, the Masyaf, and that was the one that the Templars in modern day times got, and that's the one that was destroyed in the accident. If you remember reading the emails from the first game. But obviously Ezio's one is a different one. That's from Sultan. I think it's Sultan Mehmed II or something like that. It's quite hard to explain, because I want not to get confused, because those of you that know, we might go to that time soon in the Assassin's Creed line, which obviously it tried to get. No, I think it was before that one, I think, from what I read. But that's obviously what happened, and that's where it's from. But that's that sorted. Now we can talk about what else is going to happen, what happened. So we got that apple back. We then continue to lose it to a... Have we seen that yet? We haven't seen that yet. No, we did lose it. We lost it. No, we didn't. We didn't lose it, because we were taken to the Citadel at Forley, and then we went to go and save... I don't know where we left it. Where did we leave it? It wasn't when I was trying to break into it, because we got into it. Maybe we didn't steal. Did we save the children? No, we were just about to go save the children. That was it. Yes, we were just about to go save the children. That's where we left off last. So we're going to be doing that obviously this week coming up. I think that's pretty much what I've said. Yeah, the Forley. Yeah, so we know what we're doing in Forley. Yeah. So this week we're obviously going to finish off saving those children, and we're going to find out what happens. We'll probably obviously have to deal with Checo, Orki, and Orki. I think it's Orki. So I think it means 100, isn't it? Because no, it's Cento Orki. I think Orki's eyes. Is it not? So I remember from the next game, there's a gang called the Cento Orchi, which is 100 eyes or something like that. So I think, and obviously Cento sounds like cent, which is 100. So I'm guessing, 100 eyes. So Orchi must be eyes, and it does sound a bit eyes actually. Orchi, like it does. It's one of those things where it seems to connect. And I think that might be right actually. Then yes, we'll obviously have to deal with those two, and then obviously we're going to sequence 14, which is titled "The Bonfire of the Vanities." Which is interesting. Oh, that's the point. Have we seen... I'll talk about that in a minute as well. Sorry, I'm thinking about things to talk about. Yeah, so we're going to go and do that in Bonfire of Vanities, which is in Florence. Again, there's a little bit of pointing. So next week will be the final pointing in Assassin's Creed 2, where we pretty much just get viewpoints. It's 10 minutes, I think, and obviously the 3 database entries, so it's not going to be that long. What else is there? Obviously, we deal with the person that's related to the Bonfire of Vanities. It'd be nice to go back to Venice actually and see what happens. Obviously, I made a joke ages ago about Lorenzo not what's the word, being alive. As in, no, he's thinking maybe we're not alive. Like he keeps sending us messages. He doesn't even ask if we're all right. And obviously, we find out quite when that. I'll go tell you, but we find out sort of find out. We don't. It's not specifically laid out, but he has died, Lorenzo, in the course of this game. Like when we go back to sequence 14. When we go back to Florence, he's not there anymore. It's his son Pietro Medici, and obviously with all the Bonfire of the Vanities things, if you know the history of it, it always sort of plays against each other as well. But it's very interesting to find out that this character that we talked about ages ago is now dead. Like, really, on a related topic. I've been sort of watching Clone Wars, Star Wars, because that's canon now, isn't it? It's like not Star Wars Legends. It's actually canon story, so I'm catching up on that, especially with Star Wars Rebels, with the big reveal at the end of that. It's good. So I've been trying to watch that, and I've been trying to think maybe about going to play Star Wars: The Old Republic. I've never played an MMO before, but I like the story, so I think this might be a good start. But we'll see what happens. I've got loads. I shouldn't, because I've got Skyrim to finish first, but you know what I'm like. If it gets in my head, it stays there until I've done it, or at least moved on. Which is the same with anything, really, to be honest. Yeah. So, where are we going from now? What am I talking about? Yeah, but I'm thinking about that. This is related, don't worry. I've been thinking about... why actually was I going to say this? I remember what I was going to say, but why was I going to say it? Let's talk about Lorenzo. That was what I was talking about, Lorenzo. Yeah, I was talking about... Like, it was... I think the trailer, I think they're on... in the Star Wars The Old Republic trailer. Where are they? They're on a planet which gets destroyed. Alderaan. Is that this planet that's destroyed in... Empire Strikes Back? Is it? I think it is. Yeah, it must be Alderaan. Yeah. And it's weird to think that you can have that massive fight on Alderaan, although you know it's going to be destroyed in the future. So it's like a thing where, is what you're doing on that planet worth it, and is it worth playing that if you know it's going to get destroyed? Like, it's that weird thing. It's like if you know it's going to end, is it worth playing or doing, so to speak? Like, does it justify what you're doing because you know it's going to be destroyed and we're going to make it pointless? Like, that's the way I was looking at it. Like, to me, it makes it feel pointless because you know it's going to end. Obviously, it's not. It's just me being stupid. But yeah, so the little things that you got to look at, like, does it make it pointless because you know it's going to end or something like that? Like, to me, it does, but I shouldn't think like that because that's bad. Like, to know that one's end sort of thing ruins the journey or so, something like that. Although it shouldn't, because it doesn't change anything really, does it? Yes. So that point with that is the fact that I was thinking about the fact that we did all these things for Lorenzo, although by the end of the game he's dead. So to me that makes it seem like all the things we did for Lorenzo very pointless. I mean, it wasn't. Well, I suppose technically it is because it's a video game and is there much point in doing a video game? Of course there is. There's so much points to doing a video game. But to me it was just like thinking about that and I was, I get very philosophical on this. It's a Niccolo Machiavelli, he's rubbed off on me. And I was thinking about stuff like that, like, is it worth it? Of course it is, because it did change things and it did have an effect, but, what was it that said that the human mind is not supposed to know one's own death or something like that? There's a quote like that somewhere, which I can see why, like that, through that thought process, I can see why that is an actual thing, or a thing. That's that talked about. So what was I saying about Lorenzo? Yeah, that's what we're doing. And then after that, so not this week coming up, where we obviously do sequence 14, well, that's sequence 13 and sequence 14 as well, the 2 DLC things. But we also, after that, will be the last week, because I'm pretty confident that we can finish this game in an hour and a half. Because we've done all the DLC by the end of this week coming up. And we go into sequence 15, which I think is the last one. Going to take down the big baddie Templar, the big Big Bad Daddy Templar. That's what I meant to say. Ooh. No, I won't say that because that might be misleading. I was going to say that would be the title of this pointing episode, but nah. Philosophical, maybe. Philosophical conversations? No, philosophical thoughts? I don't know. We need obviously to think about that before the end. But yeah, I think we're going to finish it. So it's quite exciting. Like, I've got a lot to do actually now I think about it because I've got to... Because the game I'm doing when this is finished, like game... Obviously, it's Overlord 2 will become Game 1, and Game 2 will be a new one. But for the new Game 2 that I'm doing, I need to do a lot of planning. Like, it's a very good game. It's a little tiny bit in the same boat as Minecraft. It's not like Minecraft, it's nothing like Minecraft, but it's that same process where there's not... well, there is a story, but there's not really a story. Like, you have to make your own goals and stuff. Well, no, that is true. You do have to make your own goals, but there is a slight story to it. So I need to try and plan my own story, which is... It's going alright, but I'm pretty much creating a guide, a whole guide, which is obviously what's going to replace it, but I'm getting there. I'm just going through like an FAQ, which is a good one. I always used to use it as well when I played it. Never finished this game, by the way. It's another one of those, never finished but played and loved. A bit like Dark Cloud, so hopefully it'll be as good as it. But it is an old game, I must admit. But yeah, I'm looking at it, just sort of reading over all the little hints. Like there's one trick that I want to use where... I don't know how to say this without spoiling it. Pretty much how much in-game time you have to do something to recover, which I'm quite excited about. Because I just love this game. Like it was one of those games that when I was... I'll probably show you off at a later date, I don't know when. Probably actually in a video where I explain what this game is. So I might actually make a video about what this is going to be, because obviously by the time... I want to try and tell you what this game is going to be at the end of Assassin's Creed 2. So probably before this game starts, at the end of Assassin's... and after the end of Assassin's Creed 2, I might make a video saying what this new one's going to be. Because I just want to show you about all these things that I've done. Like as a kid, I did a guide like I'm doing now. And it's not too bad. It's like the origins of my... What's it called? Origins of my planning self. It's actually really bad. I'm looking at these things now and it's like goals. And it's like get something. But because... the grammar. I put the little G and but I make it big, thinking that was a capital G. Oh dear. I was literally younger than 10 when I did this. It was a long time ago. I'm excited to do this again. Oh, it's so exciting. There will be things for people to be named as well. So if you want to like adopt something, like you remember I did an Overlord 2, where I do the minion adoption. There's actually going to be something similar to that, where I am going to let you adopt something else. But what will that be? That will be... I don't know if I can't really say what it will be, because that will be giving the game away, I think, because it's pretty obvious. Or at least a lot more obvious than what it would be if I did tell you. If I didn't tell you. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I'll probably do that as well, and it'd be good. Oh, I'm excited. I really am. I love this game. I hope it's good. I'm a bit concerned because it is an old game, and it is, like I said, you make your own goals. But I'm hoping that'll be alright. Like, I'm a bit worried it might be boring, but I can always sort of edit these things to make them a little less boring, like to try and find the sweet spot, so to speak. But hopefully it will work out alright. And obviously, of course, Overlord 2 will become #1 again. And also, for those of you that are interested in Assassin's Creed and you're watching the pointing of Assassin's Creed 2 but nothing else, like, say, Overlord or something like that, the next Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, the next one in the series, I will definitely be doing. Obviously, you guys should know this by now. It's like, since the redesign, it's replaced Ratchet & Clank as my game that I'm going to be doing. So which one was it going to be? What I'm trying to say, I forget. I'm going to have a cup of tea. I need a cup of tea. I've been talking non-stop for what? 23 minutes? Oh yes, this episode. Because to me, it's not even halfway through yet, but it's because it edited I rendered out the... what's it called? The parts where I keep the clips on of the... obviously the database things, the viewing database bits. So I keep that on. And I accidentally rendered them out as well, which I didn't want to, because it basically made this video very long. Like I was going to render another video after, because I left it on overnight to do it. But because it was so long, it was still doing it in the morning. And I sort of realised why. It's because I left this big black gap and then the footage after that, which I should have cut out. Why was I saying about this? I've forgotten again. Cup of tea. Bloody hell, I guzzled that down. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Cup of tea. Yes. Yeah, so we're nearly done, actually. I think I was going to be able to tell, because I think I sit down. I do like to sit down with the old sitters, but sometimes I forget, because I'm forgetful. Yes, anyway, I was talking about the next game. Yes, so the one after... It won't be the one after Overlord 2 is finished. So what will happen is Assassin's Creed 2 will finish, then we'll move that off, and Overlord 2 will become Game 1, and Game 2 will be a new game, which I've just talked about. And then when Overlord 2 will finish... Overlord 2 will definitely finish first, because this other one's quite long, I think. It might not be as long as I think, but it might be long-ish. So when that finishes, this new game that I've just talked about will become Game 1, and then Game 2 will not be Assassin's Creed Brotherhood just yet. It'll be another game, which is fairly new. I think it's going to be the latest game I've ever done, as in the most recent. It came out last year, sort of. It's a bit of a cheek move because it's a remake, but it's like a totally no, it's not a remake. Yeah, it is a remake. It's like a totally new revamped remake sort of thing. So I'll be doing that as well. And that hopefully won't be too long. I hope that'll be alright. I've never played it, so I might regret doing it. Okay, it's going to be blind as well, because I haven't had time to play the game. Unless it's Prince of Persia Warrior of Within. I don't think it's Prince of Persia. I think it's the other one that I'm going to do. Yeah, I think that's right. And then when either one of those two finish, which I'm assuming is going to be this new one that I'm going to be doing, it will be removed, and then I'll do Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So, not too long away. Overlord 2 won't last very long either, so it won't be too long. And obviously, I think it's a new one. I think the one that I'm going to be doing when this is finished is going to be a long one. Like, I think from what I've seen, some people's videos go up to like what hour? Many? 102, I think. I think that might be more. I think that's just what I've seen, like at least 102 sort of thing. Which you know, is quite crazy. But I'm going to do it in a way where it won't be so crazy. Like, obviously, my videos are going to be like 30 minutes long, and I'm going to cut out boring parts. I'm not going to make it like stuff. I'm going to make you suffer. But like, I can't talk about it because it will give it away. I really want to, though. I need to think of a name for this episode, actually. Anyway, I think something to do with like philosophical history or something. History future. A philosophical look ahead. I like that, actually. I'm going to go with that. So it's pointing 12, a philosophical look ahead. I quite like that. That's quite cool. I don't know if that's like contradicts each other. Like a philosophical look ahead. I don't think it does it? No, it doesn't. No, because a philosophical look would be like thinking about what will be ahead, which is what we've pretty much done. So it's a very apt description of this episode. I think. I hope. Hello, ladies. Vistas Paprika and everybody. Turmeric, Juniper, and the other one. Forget the other one. I always forget the other one. I really should look at that up. I don't know what I call them. I will call upon them when I need them. Yeah, we just back. I think I'm being crazy with all the channel lore in some of these episodes. Like, just do it a little bit less. Like, dial it down a little bit. Like, don't force it, sort of thing. I don't think I do force it, but you know, don't force it. Right. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Is there anything else we need to put to rights? I think we put the world to rights anyway, so I think we're pretty much done. Yeah. I really can't wait for this other game to start. I'm really excited. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do though, because it's on a certain console. It's on PlayStation, but it's on a certain PlayStation console. And it's also been remade on the PlayStation 3 store. Things are falling out of my book. But, yeah, I don't know which version to go for. Probably the PlayStation 3 version, because I don't want it to bug out. Because I know there's a bug where when you do a certain thing, the game freezes and you can't do anything, and it like deletes your file or something like that. Which obviously I don't want that to happen, so I might go for this one because it might be the safest course of action. But then, oh, there's so many questions I need to ask that. I'll definitely be doing a video before I do this because I want to ask your opinion on things, and if you want me to do things like this, which I think I will, which you have no idea what I'm talking about because I obviously can't talk about it, so I'll give it away. Right, what am I doing? Finding is that a feather? Is that a feather? Oh, for some reason I thought I was just collecting the feathers. I thought I was a bit weird doing that. I thought I was just collecting the feathers like ages ago. But no, I am collecting treasures as well. I was confused. I confused myself. I need to turn this PS3 off now. There we go. I'll turn the TV off as well. Actually, I don't need that on. I won't be going on that tonight. I've got lots of editing to do. What am I going to do? I'm going to... What's my plan for the day? Or this evening? I'm going to do this. And then I'm probably having to leave it for editing. Although I probably could edit it. No. No, I could. Depends what the time's going to be. What is the time now? I have no idea. Must be about like 7:30. Sugar. It's 7:45. Oh dear. Yeah, so I probably won't edit it then. I need to do podcast for tomorrow. So I'll probably do that soon. So obviously you're not watching this while before I do this, but if you're watching this, I've already done it. But would have been good if I could put this out before. Then it could be like, if you want me to say anything, let me know. But that can't happen because I've already done it, I'm afraid. But yeah, but I'll obviously reply to comments then, and then I shall work my butt off to edit that out. No, first I'll record it. I'll do everything, planning it, editing-wise. Then I'll record it. Then I will do my own thing, like watch Black Sails. And then I will go ahead and edit the podcast. No, this is more important. I don't have to go bed until late time. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so I'll edit this. Then I will edit the podcast for tomorrow. Prioritise. Put the moment that's most important first, which is this at the moment. Then do the podcast. Then from the podcast, go on to... What should we go on to then? Then I'll just start editing next week's videos. And then I should be good, so that's not as many. Oh, wow, that was good. That's another reason why I'm doing it like this as well, because it's one of those... It's one less episodes, so I'll be able to hopefully catch up quickly, which I want to try and do as soon as I can. Which, hopefully, we can do. There he is. Oh, I think this is the last feather, is it not? You're so sprout bullets to your face. Oh, look, here we go. It's the last feather. 100 feathers. All done. And what do we get from it? Nothing. But a freaking... What's it called? Cape. It's shocking. Anyway, we did get the Mercenary hammer as well. Oh wow, we're back here already. Oh cool, we are. Alright, right there. Leonardo da Vinci. At the Monetary Villa. Talk in a minute. After I talk to you.
Leonardo. Ezio, so good to see you. How can I help you?
Haha! You found another one! How exciting!
I just have to substitute this letter and move this over there. I've got it.
Yeah, I'm guessing he took up Mario's offer of visiting him at the villa. But there we go, that's that done. So let's go and put the last codex page on the wall. We'll have to play around with this, I think, at the beginning of next 2 weeks. No, not this week, but the next week after, we'll have to play around with it. There we go, last one on the wall. I'm starting to think maybe I don't do. No, I think I do. I do, good, right. Well, thanks pointers. We'll see you in the next episode when all the others are back. I'll sit down with the lovely sitters here, and I shall bid you farewell, goodbye, see you later. Last pointing next week. See you later.